everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at this 2010 BMW X5. And today's review is taking place at FDR Car Sales, situated just outside Donegal town in Ballintra in County Donegal. For all contact information regards to this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be taking a look at the interior of the car. I explain how all the features work. We'll also start up, look at the engine, go over performance data, take a look around the exterior. I'm also going to take the car on a detailed test drive. So, just unlock the vehicle and we'll take a look around the exterior of the car first. Okay, so this particular X5 is the M Sport XDrive 30D. It's finished here in Alpine White, and the M Sport styling kit looks really good. Really enhances the overall styling of the X5. Got a more aggressive front bumper. It also has the automatic bike xenon projector headlamps with the LED angel eyes, as well as the headlight washers. This car also has a double wishbone front suspension with a multi-link setup in the rear, and four-wheel ventilated steel disc brakes, as well as a central limited slip differential. And it also has these grey 7-split spoke alloy wheels, 20 inches in size. They look quite good. And also, if we just come along the door here, you've got the model designation. It also has black roof rails and tinted rear windows. And we got the half LED taillights as well. And also, I'm a big fan of the way the exhausts are laid out on the M Sport model. I like the cutouts in the bumper. It's got twin exhausts, rear parking sensors. And the boot itself is very big in size. I believe it measures in at 620 litres. It's also a split tailgate. So if I just pull this handle here. And as you can see, it's very big and very square in size. You also got an additional storage area off to the right. And if I actually just move this out of the way, this bit here sets up on a hydraulic brace, or a hydraulic strut bar, sorry. And as you can see, with the rear seats folded down, they go down completely flat, no inconvenient lips or ledges left behind. So you've effectively doubled the storage space and created essentially a van. And of course you can remove that rear parcel shelf if you wish as well. You also got a power outlet located here. Okay, so in the back seat we'll find that there is a lot of legroom back here, and headroom is excellent as well. There's loads of space here between myself and the front seat, which is set in my driving position. It's really nice back here, very spacious indeed. And of course you got storage pockets in the back of each front seat. You got ventilation down here, a 12-volt power outlet and lower storage. And also you can fold down the center seat if nobody is using it, and then you got yourself an armrest, which is really nice. And of course you got rear quarter windows there as well for increased visibility. But overall I have to say there's a lot of room back here. It's definitely one of the more spacious SUVs that I've sat in. Once again, I do think the X5 is a very nice looking car. This particular generation is the E70, and the M Sport styling kit and these 20-inch wheels certainly look the part on this car. So coming along to the interior, fairly standard in here. It has the brushed aluminium trim with the Dakota black leather. Both front seats are full electric. Only the driver's seat has the two-person memory settings. Okay, so to start up the X5, you just insert the key into the slot here. And then you just apply the foot brake and hit the engine start-stop button. And it fires right up. And also the electric steering column moves into the default position as well. So this car has 85,339 miles on the clock so far, and the interior is very traditional BMW in its layout. So coming off to the right, we'll find that it has the automatic headlights as well as the front and rear fog lights located off to the left and right sides. You also got 4 one-touch automatic windows. It also has the automatic rain sensing windshield wipers, and you also got your main trip computer controls located here on the indicator stalk, just for going through the little TFT driver's display there. And then we get to the steering wheel. It's a 3-spoke leather wrap. It also has the hydraulic rack and pinion power assist, so you got a very nice natural feedback from it. Of course you got the M Sport logo located there. And I do find actually, after reviewing many BMWs over the past few years, that on the M Sport cars, the leather does feel to be of a somewhat higher quality. The leather in the steering wheel certainly feels very soft and very nice to feel anyway, good quality feel to it. I do find that in some BMWs that are not M Sport cars, like the 3 Series, the leather can feel just a little bit cheaper. It feels more like vinyl more than good quality leather. But certainly inside this M Sport it feels very nice. And you also got the very nice thick 10-2 notches as well to give a more sporty feel. And then on the steering wheel itself, you got all the radio controls located off to the left and right sides. You got your volume controls on the left here, along with the voice command and your Bluetooth controls. And then over here you can select between the CD player and different stations. Now if I just tilt the steering wheel here, you got your cruise control stock, and you also got your 4-way adjustments for the electric steering column. So coming into the center, well, you got a very good display here for the screen. Now this is of course BMW's iDrive system, so everything is operated down here. You got your main shortcut controls located there for the menu, the radio, CD, telephone, navigation, back and options. And then you got this dial here which does all the real heavy lifting, so you can twist it, push it down to make a selection, and it also tilts left, right, up and down. So looking at the screen itself, something I'm very familiar with after reviewing so many BMWs in the past, you got the CD and multimedia, radio, telephone. We'll just go into the navigation, and as you can see it's a very nice display there. If I just click the wheel to the left, I can go through a variety of different menus and options. And if I actually just click option here, you can also choose to have it displayed as a split screen. And if I just click option again, we can go back into a full screen mode. And you got all your main BMW services, vehicle information, so you can look at your trip computer, your or journey computer as I suppose they're calling it in this car, your vehicle status. And if I just click it over to the right here, you got all the details regarding the trip computer itself. So it's a very nice display and very easy to use, much easier to use than the first generation iDrive systems, which were a bit more complicated and they had just a few too many menus for my liking. And then coming down here, you got your central locking controls and hazard indicators. You also got the dual zone climate control with 3-stage heated front seats. Very nice green LED illumination. And then you got a very nice simple red LCD screen there. You also got your fan controls, your CD player along with your preset stations. And then located down here, you can turn on and off your parking sensors. You got your traction control. I believe this is also the hill descent mode. Yeah, when you press it there, if I just zoom in, HDC, so that stands for hill descent control. And you also got your brake release located here. And then you got a few storage cubbies. So you got one here with a cigarette lighter, and then you got your 2 cup holders. And we also got the 6-speed automatic transmission. Now I believe for the 2011 model year X5 they introduced the 8-speed ZF transmission. So you just press the unlock button here to shift between reverse, and when you put it in reverse there's no camera, but you do have them little radar things for the parking sensors. And you got neutral and drive, and then we push over to the left, you can change gears manually, and then just press the P to put it into park. And of course you got the electronic parking brake as well as the auto hold feature, a little bit of storage there, and you also got this split leather center mounted armrest, so just open it up here on both sides. So this is a problem I think with some BMWs I've noticed over the years. They do tend to always include this phone thing. I believe you can get a phone from BMW and it clips in here, so it does rob literally half of the storage space you would normally get. So you only get a little bit here. You can put a few things in, but I think if this wasn't in the way, you definitely have a much bigger storage unit. And you also got the adjustable leg rest as well. You also have an auto dimming interior mirror as well as your SOS system. And you got, I think these are leather sun visors as well. They're very nice soft touch material anyway. Illuminated vanity mirrors. So the interior of the X5 is very nice layout, and we'll actually just check out the sound quality. That's quite nice. Very good sound quality in this car. So just power that off. So let's go ahead and check out the engine. And the bonnet release is located just under the driver's side footwell. The engine is a 3-litre straight-six turbo diesel. It produces 232 brake horsepower with a top speed of 130 miles per hour. It also puts out 383 foot-pounds of torque, and it's estimated this car can do about 34 miles to the gallon. Alright, so let's get started on the X5 test drive. Just get it fired up here and we're ready to go. Okay, so we're just setting off in the X5, so let's see what the power is like. Straighten up. Alright, so it's quite good. It's got a good healthy pull from the 3-litre diesel engine. So this is actually a very good engine. As I said, it's got a little over 230 horsepower, and you know what, it actually feels very, very good. It's a very quiet engine. That's the one thing I notice about it. But now, normally with big SUVs like this, you are going to get an inevitable amount of wind noise, but there actually doesn't seem to be too much noise from the outside getting into the interior of the car. It's actually very quiet for an X5. I was expecting it to be a little more loud with the wind passing over the car with the big 3-litre diesel engine and the 20-inch alloy wheels. But I have to say, first impressions, it seems like a very, very quiet car to drive along. So out here in the open roads, well, it's actually very smooth. The 6-speed automatic transmission changes gears very nicely. It's honestly just a nice, relaxing car to drive. It's really good. These seats as well, they're very comfortable and supportive. Good amount of side bolstering here. The overall interior of this car, as I said earlier, you know, it's very typical BMW. Everything's very nice and easy to use. Personally, I'm not a big fan of dark interiors like this. I mean, I know the inside of my car is a dark interior, but that's my first car. I can't really be too choosy. But, you know, if I was buying an expensive car like this, I think I would want to have maybe at least a cream leather or something. But, you know, the black headlining, the black leather, I don't know, it's just a bit dull for my taste, to be completely honest. But in saying that, you know, if you had a panoramic sunroof in this car, it would certainly allow a lot more natural light in here, so it would brighten things up a little bit. But I have to say, first off, you know, it feels like a nice, smooth, easy, relaxing car to drive on these roads. And the 3-litre diesel engine, when you put your foot down, it certainly pulls along and gives you a good bit of pulling power. Alright, so coming on to some of these back roads, and we'll see what the ride quality is like. Now, it's quite bumpy and quite twisty out here, so we should definitely get a good idea. Now, I'm going over a few of these bumpy bits, and I will say there is a little bit of kind of shaking and a little bit of vibration getting into the cabin. I think some of that could be down to the 20-inch wheels in this car, which is something I was kind of expecting before I took this car out. But let's see about the handling. So there is a little bit of body roll, as you would expect from such a large, chunky SUV, but it doesn't seem too bad. We're actually coming up now to a very tight right-hander. I do have to slow down quite a bit for this one, but let's see how it feels going around here, sorry. Yeah, now there is a little bit of body roll, but it's not too bad. It's not as bad as you would expect, actually, given the size of this car. The overall ride quality, it is fairly decent, but as I said, I think because of the 20-inch wheels, it does feel just a little bit kind of unsettled in here at times. The ride quality does feel a little shaky, but it doesn't seem too bad. And if I just put my foot down, yeah, certainly got plenty of power anyway when you need it. And of course, you can get bigger engines than the 3-litre diesel on this. But there is actually petrol engines, but to be honest, here in Ireland they make no sense at all because they're just going to be so thirsty, and you're really better off getting a diesel because it produces more torque than the petrol engines. You still get plenty of horsepower, over 200. and you're going to get, you know, better fuel economy at the end of it all, and it's just honestly a much better suited motor. They even do a high performance version of the X5 called the X5M, and I think it has a twin turbo V8 engine or something like that. You would have to be mad to buy that car, especially here in Ireland, because they're just gas guzzlers. You really don't need a high performance SUV such as the X5M, and you certainly don't need a big V8 petrol engine in a very big SUV. Only if you can afford to run it, and if you really like the sound of the V8 engine, should you get one. But honestly, for normal people who just want a nice, relaxing, luxurious and relatively economical SUV, I mean, this car does about 34, 35 mpg at best. You're better off getting the diesels, and I must say the 3-litre diesel engine is quite good. Now, we're still going over some of these bumpier bits. Yeah, I can still feel some of the bumps getting into the cabin. I recommend if this car had smaller wheels, it wouldn't be so bad, but I believe you get, I think, is it 19 or 20 inch rims as standard on the M Sport X5. But so far, I'm pretty much enjoying this car. Certainly like the interior of it anyway. It's nicely laid out, it's simplistic, everything's very easy to use, and from the outside, especially with the M Sport styling kit, this car looks really sharp, and I actually really like it finished here in Alpine White. So I'm just on my way back to FDR Car Sales, so a huge shout out and thanks to them for allowing me to review and test drive the BMW X5 today. So out in the main road, I find that it's a very nice, smooth car to drive. Out here, the ride quality is grand. It's not too bad, really. It's relatively bumpy, probably because of the size of the wheels, but for the most part, it's quite a nice car to drive, and you got excellent all-around rear visibility in this car because it's almost completely square in size, or in shape, sorry. So you got very good sized rear quarter windows there, and I can see very well out through the back window. There's a lot of room in the back as well. There's a lot of room up front. There's certainly a lot of headroom in this car as well. That's one thing you notice. I mean, I'm pretty tall myself. I'm about 5'10", but I fit in this car no problem whatsoever. Even with the seat in my driving position, I find I still have a lot of room in the back. And of course, it has an excellent size boot as well, with the split folding tailgate, and of course the rear seats, as I was saying, fold down completely flat. So this is a very usable, very practical car. You can fit loads of items in this vehicle for sure. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this fun little review of the 2010 BMW X5 M Sport XDrive 30D. That's a very big mouthful of a name. But anyway, nevertheless, great car. So I think that's basically everything I want to say. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.